Because we have a God who helps us to
Hey, we've gone there already. Okay. Also joining us on the show this morning is my sweetheart, Soraya Riley. And she's an events producer and Backstage events. I saw you there. You were busy.
Yes.
But yes, I mean, you're not new to the VGMAs and to events around the country. So good to have you in the city.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me this morning.
Are you also part of the table of...
I don't prescribe to any table where there's only men.
Okay. Yeah,
I should be part of it.
Exactly. Well, Lawrence Nana Esiama Hansen, we all know him as Bulldog. And the last time he was here, he got everybody talking about Lucifer and all that. I'm not sure how that went, but he joins us this morning again. He's an artist manager and a showbiz pundit. Good to have you in the studio.
Member of the table.
How you doing? Do you want to join the table now?
There's no table.
It's been scattered.
Look, if these people were serious, they would have called their table of God. Men, yeah, they're not serious.
Why would they have to call it table of God
because
and not table of
they
men?
say they are following Christ and pushing Christ's agenda. So if you have a table, it doesn't belong to you, it belongs to God.
The only table of men I know is the Guinness table of men.
Thank you. So if you say table of men, you people are playing.
Let's try and understand. When you say table of men, what is it? How did it start? Where did it come from?
Okay. So the table of men is practitioners, like stakeholders in gospel, who play a very active role. We are artist managers. Some of them are TV station, gospel TV managers. We play very key role in gospel activities. And some of us have been very dominant for the last decades.
Yeah.
You understand? And we came together with our forces and power to sit down, look at what is happening, the trends and conversations affecting gospel music.
Okay.
And seek to be a pressure group to propagate it very well, situate gospel argument, and make sure that every rascality that goes through within the circles of the industry that affect gospel music is stopped instantly. And that's what we are doing.
There's rascality in the music
industry.
There's
a lot of rascality involved.
But wait, and it's only men who are on this table. What happened to the women within the gospel?
We have women in gospel too, headed by Bernard Roti, who is the president.
Okay.
They're also doing their bit of it for women in gospel. Okay. But we are the men at the table.
So how many men are in this group?
Currently, our numbers, we are about 10, number to 10 that are about going. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a big table. Yeah, we're about 10. And even very soon, we'll be initiating a few of the men who have proved themselves worthy to be initiated into the
What does it take to be worthy?
Those round tables that you have at Chinese restaurants are square?
Or
is a square table?
Oh, it's a square table. Or maybe something like a glass table.
I think that we are industry-oriented, and our focus is to make sure that, because see, we are not just there for the purpose of awards. We are going to run master classes, we are going to run industry conversations, conferences, seminars, and what have you. We want to, you see what has happened to gospel for the past years, and we need to close the gap. Because from where I sit, I see that there's so much of sidelining, there's so much of negative publicity being run by gospel, there's so much
Who is sidelining the gospel artists?
Well, you may not see it from where you sit, but from as an industry person, and for working in the gospel space for almost 25 years, I can tell you that a lot has really happened to gospel. There's been so much of negative conversations, and there's been so much of things that have affected gospel music that we need to situate the conversation very well.
Okay.
And even with the gospel music themselves, it's important for us to conscientize them.
Yeah. Okay.
Put them at the level where they need to know that, okay, this is who I am. They need to know their sense of awareness.
But knowing their sense of awareness and also raising their expectations a bit too high, you need to understand that difference. And that's the conversation that has come up after the whole PSA Esther versus Black Sheriff conversation with regards to Artist of the Year. Yeah. You have come across that, haven't you?
I have.
Do you think that you raised her expectations and the expectations of the gospel industry too high?
The expectation that is being raised is very exciting. The conversations around PSA now, the equity that it has given to PSA now, the value is very exciting. Go check all the stores across, from iTunes to Boomplay to Spotify and everything. It has been very exciting, lucrative to PSA Esther herself and the management.
So are you saying
and for me,
you didn't think she was going to win, but you made enough noise about her?
No, there was not that.
So do you think that you made enough noise about her to make noise?
Permit me, your time will come. Now, listen, this is a fact, Bella. Any individual that was shortlisted into the overall Artist of the Year category is a potential winner. That is where the argument should even start from.
Yeah.
And so, nobody should underrate that this person will win or will not win. The conversation settled it at that top level where it is placed. All of them are there situated, and everybody there should. The only difference that happened was that all the members PSA was the only person that was able to generate a louder conversation of her nomination over the other artist of the year. As of Wednesday, the awards was supposed to be held on a Saturday. As of Wednesday of the VGMA, the artists who were even paid, were even been paid to perform, have not even posted a flyer of the VGMA. You know, go check the records.
Okay.
And we have all these details. Go check the statistics. The artists themselves, who were even in all the top artists in the VGMA, are the over artists of the year. After the Wednesday, 3 days to VGMA night, none of them have even posted. It took the show that we did here with Boo. It took them before Black Sherif even posted with My Sweat and Blood. It took the Thursday before Stonebwoy even posted for people to vote for him. It took George Quay to rise up before any of them their sense of awareness even came up for them to even post even the flyer for the VGMA.
Okay.
PSA has then initiated 3 weeks back conversations about her nominations and pushing the strike for her to win. So I'm saying that if there's a category, if there's a position available for all of us to go and grab, and you show less interest of it, and I'm able to situate my argument, situate myself very well for me to win, what wrong have I committed?
Well, let me bring Soraya in, because we asked Black Sherif about this, and he said that really it wasn't about him posting and arguing for the award. His fans already knew, and they were the ones who would crown him eventually. So that is why he wasn't really aggressive. So let me bring Soraya. Yes, let me bring Soraya.
Every competitive awards require voting and power.
Of course, and he said that his fans we're going to push him to the top anyway, so he had no fear. Soraya, what do you think about that argument? Because to be fair, at the nominees announcement, the whole gospel team, they were already rallying for her to be nominated for gospel, for Artist of the Year.
Thank you.
And when it happened on that night, the conversation didn't cease. From that night up until the night of the awards, PSA Esther was in the faces of people, literally. We didn't see that much for the other artists until later on.
Okay, so for me, I think we have to ask ourselves the question, does everybody cut their cloth the same? Does everybody eat the same way? Does everybody move the same way? I know, for example, Black Sherif did interviews where he was asked about the VGMAs. Those interviews were granted because of the VGMAs. You don't necessarily have to get up and say, vote, vote, vote. Ideally, you should, right? You wanna galvanize your team. But there are artists that I know that galvanize their team without posting it on social media. Example, case in point, Sarkodie has groups, groups and groups of like WhatsApp groups that they communicate directly. They don't necessarily communicate on social media. Shatta, Stonebwoy, these people have access to their fan pages and their fan teams without necessarily coming out and posting it on social media and saying, hey, do this for me. So it's hard to say this is the right way to do it. He's right. If you want to take advantage of a situation and you want to use it as like the #1 selling point for, promoting yourself and getting your artists out there and brand equity and everything, 100% go ahead. You can't say Camilo didn't promote. You can't say that. You cannot say George Britton did not go out and write stories about Artist of the Year. What you are saying is you're making the comparison to Black Sherif, and you've been doing that all, like this whole period. And my point to you is not everybody does things the same way. You might stand in a church and advertise yourself, right? I might not. And somebody might decide to post on social media and once. And the impact and reach that they'll get, you won't get going to 75 churches. That's the reality on the ground. Somebody might post it on their story, you miss it. It doesn't mean they didn't post. Like, people are paying the video to post on their story. People pay Khloe Kardashian $1 million to post on her story. Because her impact for her story goes further than 10 tables of men.
Bella.
Okay, you hold on. I'll let her land. I'll let you come in because Bulldog also has to speak.
Successfully.
No, hold on. Let me just but let me ask her a follow-up question. So in that case, then, would you say that they raised her expectation too high?
I mean,
or did she actually deserve the buzz?
I think that they did her a disservice. The reason why I'm saying they did her a disservice is because one thing you're not looking at when you look at the benefits of social media is the negative side of social media. In Ghana, we have a proper troll system where people will make it their end all and be all to attack everything you do. By pushing her and saying, yes, we want to get votes for her, is one thing. But by saying, no, there's no way the Black Sheriff didn't, we're going to take it all the way. We will not accept any other results.
They said it was non-negotiable.
It was non-negotiable. Now it becomes a trolling point. Now, for somebody who is her first step into, like, the VGMA limelight, unfortunately, in the next run for her next album, which will probably be successful, trust me, the trolls are going to be ready for that. They're going to take you on that point. It's something similar to what happened to people like Papi Kujo, where there was so much expectation. When it didn't happen, it turned into a negative thing. Where later on in life, you might be doing all the good things under the sun, but those trolls are going to remind you of that. And I just think it's a little unfortunate. Diana Hamilton, a few years ago, was introduced into the system, didn't get Artist of the Year. Second time around, it was like a gradual conversation. I'm not saying everybody should use the same strategy, but I'm saying understand that there's also a negative.
But why give power to the trolls? I mean, because then
you've
it
given
means
power
that
to the trolls.
by just promoting her.
You've given power to the trolls in the way that you did it.
But in a good way
You did
as
it-
well. People who may not have heard Wayemi Ye, at the time when they were heavily promoting it, a lot of people went to listen to it. They went to watch the video.
That's the positive side. Now, when your next project comes out and you start talking about this is the next project and we're going for the VGMAs or the next best thing, what happens is they start reminding you of what did you say on the red carpet? That you would have to double check your votes. They'll be counting your votes.
I don't want to heckle you.
Somebody said something like they'll be counting the votes or something. We're not going to accept any other results.
Yeah.
Right? People are going to say hashtag no other results accepted.
And that's going to affect.
That's what happens.
Bulldog, so for you, I remember that when you were here 2 weeks ago, you said that, well, actually last week, you said that it had to go to either Black Sheriff or Stonebwoy, but you were very sure about Black Sheriff more like because he had worked hard. When you look at the way the crowd just erupted when his name was mentioned, did it sort of give you a sign that there were actually silent voters for him as against the gospel industry that were making all the noise for PACA?
I mean, definitely, yeah. And for me, I mean, I won't say I'm a prophet, but, you just look at what had transpired through the months leading to VGMA, and you don't need a soothsayer to tell you Black Sheriff will win. I understand what they were trying to do. They were sharing in hope that this will happen, and they knew it won't happen. And I sat here and said, I don't care the amount of churches, Church of Presby, Church of Anglican, they can all vote and they will not win, because leading to that event, Black Sheriff was all over the place. His works was all over the place. He spoke about sidelining gospel acts. I think the gospel fraternity is a huge hypocritical industry.
How?
Yes. They sideline themselves. They speak against themselves. Look, my boss here spoke about sidelining, and they do that to themselves. Nobody from our space, the secular space, will do that to them, because these are industries or fraternities running concurrently. Everybody's doing their own thing. So when you speak of sidelining, look, I chanced on an interview, I think 2-3 days ago, where Nasi spoke of PACA's song, and although I will not take away what Nasi said, I won't take his credit away. He did not speak it. He didn't say whatever he said in a light to
Positive light.
Yeah, in a good. That's what I would look. He made it sound as if the woman didn't do anything on the song, and that he did everything. And the question was, what was your contribution to the song? He says, everything that made the song a song. First of all, you didn't promote the song. Yeah, maybe you co-wrote, you produced the song, but to make a song, it's different. To make a song big, it's promotion is like so. They practice that whatever he's talking about.
You don't think they're united?
They're not, because if they were, Joe Metal was in the Artist of the Year space. They did not push them as a collective. They only push that woman.
But he said it last week that
So,
it was
but
because
still,
Joe Metal had won it before.
It doesn't matter. Maybe if they had pushed...
VIP's won twice.
Yes, maybe if they had pushed Joe Metal, he would have won. Maybe. Because Joe Metal too has fans, right? And maybe he's done some good work. You never know. So if you push the collective,
Okay.
that's how I look at it.
Yeah, but then that would also come to divided votes, and maybe they just wanted to focus on one person
I mean,
who was
it's not-
likely to bring the votes.
Bella, you have
Did the
6
person bring the
people-
vote?
You have 6 people splitting the circular votes.
Yeah.
And 2 people splitting the gospel votes.
So it really
your
wasn't
odds
a big
are
deal.
still-
Exactly.
your
So
odds
did
are
the
still-
person bring the votes? No. And I don't know why they misled the woman. That woman is a fine woman.
Why are you both saying that?
Oh.
I think
You know, the
I think-
confidence.
Hold on, Sarah, I'll let you come in.
The confidence with which they spoke with, made... Look, on the night, I mean, I had opportunities. I think I wasn't there, but I think later on, saw some videos. And, she was there to pick up that award. I had said that everything gospel will go to her, and she deserves it.
Yeah.
But I think she wasn't satisfied with everything that she got. And she felt that, Charlie sent me for ultimate.
Yeah, but she was in that teaser. I
I'm
would have
not-
also wanted it.
Yeah, I'm not saying you don't want it, but you don't deserve it.
How?
Listen, it is work. Look, me, yeah, anytime these nominations come out, yeah, at the time I was with Shatta, yeah, we had, I think, 4 nominations. I told him we'll pick 3. I told him where we're going to pick. And it happened because you do analysis.
Okay.
You look at the work that you have done, all the things that you've done before time. Then you are realistic about it. But you don't keep your hopes high for nothing. Then when you don't get it, you come and say what?
But it wasn't just Artist of the Year that she thought she should have picked. She thought Video of the Year should have gone to her as well.
That's what she thought as well.
Yeah.
What video? That video?
For Wayemi Ye.
Yes. I told you that it's plagiarism. That video was taken from Gringo. Go and watch Gringo, Shatawale's Gringo. It's the same video. There's no originality in that video. How do you expect to take, because it's nice?
So if she had won for Video of the Year,
Like Shatta House go return to who we forgive to. No, how? Look, we are looking for originality in the space of art. So if the person is not original in whatever they've delivered, how do you give them that? And I sit here and say that, go and watch the 2 videos. It's not like I'm lying.
But Gringo as well, is it not also probably lifted, parts of it lifted from other, maybe a movie, something, anything?
Whichever way.
Because we've seen scenes like that in movies and stuff.
Listen.
Interesting
Listen.
development.
Listen, whether it was lifted from wherever, show me the reference. I'm showing you the reference from where PSA picked her video. So there was no way she could have won. She might have spent a lot of money shooting that, but there was no originality in the video. So
you're not saying it's wrong to lift
oh no, I'm an
ideas
artist.
from other videos, okay.
Our noses are the same, aren't
Yeah.
they? It's just
No,
that
our noses are not the same.
Mine is bigger. But you have oh no, but you have 2 nostrils, right?
Yes, we all do.
The shape is, but mine is bigger. So God is actually a thief by doing that already. So you can lift. It's all right. But then you don't expect to win when you've stolen.
Oh,
And when
that's quite a harsh. That's quite a harsh.
but
way
there's
to describe
nothing.
it.
There's nothing wrong with it. You see, arts.
When you say stolen, that's too
no,
harsh.
No, in my space.
Say
arts-
inspired.
No. Arts is about stealing. There's nothing wrong with that. You steal, but you steal well. Go on. I'll bring you a
I don't
book.
know how. I don't know how people who have criticized Kwame Eugene about some of these things will feel about you saying art is about stealing.
Yes. I'll bring you a book to read. Art is about theft. You still write. You do it and you add yours and it makes it better.
I see some sort of lawsuit happening in the future where they reference your statements.
What?
So we have to be careful about it, right?
What?
Robert Clark is on Zoom, and he's the head of public relations, public events and communications for Charter House. Robert, I'll come to you shortly because I want us to take a holistic look at the event and how it went. But before that, I'll just let Dr. Kwesi Enes respond to this.
Why is he
To what?
Yeah.
Well, he says he's a table of men, so I want him
no
to
table.
respond to, okay, well,
better.
Chair of men, whatever it
Whether
is.
they agree there's a table or there's no table, the most important thing is the table has a head, and I'm sitting here in person.
so you're the president of
I'm
the
the
table.
chairman for the table of men.
Oh,
very,
okay.
I see.
very,
Why are the
very,
legs?
very responsible and very reliable on the ground, 24/7. You
Okay.
can call on me and duty oriented. That's how it's supposed to be. And my boss, Bulldog, knows that. Nothing will
I
change
know.
that.
You
Even
respond to
me, I
the
know.
concerns that they have
Good,
raised.
yes,
That
very
first of all, the
good.
gospel industry is not united.
let's
You had
sit
Joe
with
Metal
the-
in there, you didn't promote him.
Let's situate the conversation very well. Let everybody understand that the VGMA represents the highest, biggest platform, awards platform that we have in this country. And every artist, for whatever you do in your corner of recording music or whatever you do, whether you are shooting video or you are stealing video or you are going to America to shoot gringo in some American country and paying dollars to them to chop and leave this, all these ones, there is an interest. And by that interest comes that everybody needs to work their way out to win. To win and to win right. You don't just win. It's not just about the holding of the plaque. But then it also comes with the bigger benefits that goes with you as an artist winning the plaque, winning whatever it is that you have won. The performances, endorsements, growth of that, and all that. And so for me, anybody that will sit here and tell that we've done the disservice to PSA, maybe has not done the proper research about the VGMA. Because this is the same VGMA we are sitting here talking about, where Stonebwoy invested almost 50,000 Ghana cedis votes for him to win something. Am I right or wrong? This is the same thing we are talking about. This is the same VGMA that at the 20th edition at the Dome, there were guns and ammunitions and people were holding guns to their neck. Is that not the same thing we are talking about?
I'm not sure how that is related to what we're discussing right now.
I'm trying to tell you I'm telling you how important it is for anybody to put any strategies on the ground to win the VGMA. Because
I don't think that's the issue.
It's as much important, and it forms part of the life of an artist growth.
If you look at the work of Black Sheriff,
and I'm talking,
I don't think that's
and the work of PSA Star,
I'm saying that.
Could she hold a candle to his face or light a candle to his face in terms of the amount of work that he's put into his craft?
Then let us go to the board and then dissolve the board, because it was the board that sat and then put certain people who, under the year under review, the board in their capacity felt that these individuals, per work and the definitions of the overall artist of the year category that is being put on the paper, these individuals, if we look at their work in pair, they've done creditably well that these individuals deserve to be here. And by law, Soraya, please hold a second. We'll buy more airtime
so that I can bring Robert in here.
We'll get more airtime, Soraya. Take it easy. Now, where
are you getting the airtime
from? Maybe at the door the news time. The thing is, Bella, and that is it. And by the definition, don't forget that we are working with a document. We are working with an artist of the year definition, which then allows a particular individual who has worked to be positioned in a certain category. Is that not right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And the law also said that for any human being who will be shortlisted into that category,
it's no law,
is a potential winner.
Yeah, but
so why are we then here by this table trying to discredit people and say that
I don't think anybody is discrediting. We're just trying to figure out that
I think
with the level of debate that we saw.
Budo just stated here in his comment. And Bella,
lobby people, you are not supposed to
lobby. Budo just stated in his comment. He said it here. He said that when you campaign, you know that you are not going to win. That's what Budo stated.
But you knew you were going to win. You felt you were going to win.
But PSA does not deserve it. And I'm saying that if Budo believes that PSA does not deserve it, then it means that we need to go to the board, because it was the board per their work.
But when you're running in the Olympics, there's a basic line that everybody has to reach for them to qualify for the Olympics. It doesn't mean that Usain Bolt is going to run against the local Ghanaian, and win the race. That's the point we're trying to make. The fact that she got to that base point to be nominated for the Artist of the Year is credit, and we completely accept.
So why are you people in doubt of the winner?
Hold on, she's making a point. Hold on.
Why are you people in doubt then?
But we completely
the doubts come to pass or
why are you people in doubt?
That was a Usain Bolt as against maybe an Azametti or something. I'm just asking. I love him though. I love Azametti.
Why wouldn't they go and pick on Usain Bolt?
Okay, let me bring Robert in. Hold on, gentlemen and ladies.
Sorry.
Robert Clark, good morning. Thank you for joining us as well. There were mixed reactions about the VGMA in general. Of course, we know that there were some technical challenges that showed on TV as well. But how did it go for you as the producer, one of the main producers for the VGMAs? And with the people who are criticizing for bad sound and etc., do you think that they had a point?
Well, thank you, Bella, and good morning to everyone doing the listening. So, I think, as you said, the VGMA, the VGMA is a Indeed, the first thing I want to say is gratitude. I am grateful. I am thankful to God. 24 years is no easy task, especially in this third world countries, where things don't really succeed that much. So I am grateful.
Robert, I'm not
Respect.
sure. You carry on. I don't know how the third world country conversation came about, but you carry on.
Oh, I mean, Charlie, basically, there are budget issues, how things are not too stable, and these things do happen. So when you have any form of success, spanning 24 years, you have to be really grateful to God for its existence. With respect to the elements of things going not too bad, yes. Let's just say we have a margin of error that really was experienced, and it happened on technical side. Microphones at some point. You also had people complaining, and in fact, some of the people complaining on radio and people complaining on internet and on TV. It's a little bit divided because I've watched a platform of views over 30,000 views, over 13,000 views, and some of them you see people saying the sound is not okay, and you have people in the same feed telling them that the sound is okay, so they should stop using cheap phones and go use paper phones, and then the sound will be okay. So sometimes a bit confusing, you can't really tell. And you also have people watch on TV and they'll give feedback and it's okay, and then you watch what has already been broadcasted and you still see that the sound is okay. So it's mixed feelings, and I get that. So what we have done is to have table all of these concerns to the technical team responsible, because one of the key areas we wanted to ensure was resolved, given that a lot of people were watching not from the auditorium itself, was to ensure that wherever they are and whatever feed they are using to be able to experience the program, that would the sound would be okay. So it's one of the key things we've already tabled to try to understand, first of all, to troubleshoot and then understand how we can give a uniform experience with respect to sound. So those are some of the elements that I have really experienced. Some people mentioned lights, and I think that there were portions of the crowd that it was a bit dark when the director steals a shot from the crowd. So those are just a few of them, but in all, the lights and the light was good, and it was
okay.
workable.
So generally, would you say that you are satisfied with the work that went into the 24th edition?
Well, I would say yes, I'm satisfied with what we have. Can there be improvements? Certainly there can be improvements. If you go to school, for example, you can get 100% and you get an A, and you still get 80% and you still get an A. So what I'm saying is that there's room for improvements. And
are you scoring yourself an A?
Am I scoring myself an A?
Yes.
Oh, I'm scoring myself an A, certainly.
Okay. Okay.
And there's certainly room for improvements, but it's all an experience that you want to be able to learn, and we are constantly learning, trying to make things better.
Okay.
I've had conversations with people who were party to this. They've given feedback, things that didn't work well, things that work well, and all of that. And when you put them all together, it just goes back into a basket of insights that we're going to use to be able to make the 25th anniversary better. Essentially, that's what it is. But I just want to say something. I don't want to focus on Charterhouse, and I don't want to focus on what we have done too much. I think that there's wealth of information that sat on this particular platform about artists, their works, what they won, what it means to them, what is going to mean to them in their career, performers, people who outperformed themselves, things that we saw on that particular stage. And I think we need to be able to focus on them rather than Charterhouse, because really we don't organize these things for ourselves. We organize these things for the artist. So in fact, our heart desire is for the attention to be on the artist, because really, if for any reason we organize this program and the attention is on us but not on the artist, I think that we have failed.
Okay.
So we really want the attention, the focus, and the conversation to be on the artist and what they've done. And if for any reason panelists are not speaking to this, let's get people who understand what has happened so that they can talk about the performances and what the people did and how the band infusions and the screens and what the images that went on it and the various how they managed the stage and the various props that were brought and how it blended. And those are things that are of the art. And for as long as we are people that represent in that particular space, I would really ask that we are able to speak about these things so that people would appreciate what the artists have done, so we can give them their flowers, because they have really.
Okay, well, Soraya is here and she was backstage for this event. I'll let her speak to some of these things as well, so she can also tell us from her point of view how the VGMA went for you.
I mean, there's a lot of flowers to be given. A lot of hard work goes into the VGMAs. Like Robert said, it takes a village. It's not just the production company, but a lot of external companies. A lot of artists come together, artist managers take their time, and we all come together once a year to celebrate Ghanaian music, and I think that's what the VGMAs are for. And so it's always good to continue to do that. I think Kweku Ernest made the point when Kwesi,
Doctor.
That's why I always call him Mr. Ernest, just to make it nice and easy. But Dr. Head of the Table of Men, I think we should just leave it like that. Head of the Table of Men.
Now you know there's a table.
Made a good point to say that one of the things that they looked at doing was to take full advantage of what the awards are about. And I think that's my advice to every act that's part of the VGMAs and any artist that wishes to be part of the VGMAs. Figure out what's important to you and craft it in a way so that you take absolute advantage over it.
Okay.
Of it. Sorry. There were people who were nominated. I'll give an example. Not this edition, but last year, there was somebody who was nominated for best. I think it was best collaboration, or they were featured on someone else's song. The amount of press and the amount of push that person was able to do. Moily was featured on Amare's song. The amount of push that she was able to bounce off that nomination, it still shows today, where you have people like Barack Obama putting her song in one of his summer playlists. So I think one of the things, like Doctor said, let's take advantage of the situation. What I would also say, though, is figure out how you best take advantage of the situation, how it best works for you. Because not everybody's the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not everybody is the same. No. Okay, but in terms of performance, and maybe Bulldog, you can come in at this point. In terms of performances as well, how did it go?
I think it was good. I was highly impressed with Kim Promise's performance.
Yeah.
I've never seen him like that before. Him and his team.
He left it on the stage.
You know, Dance God and the whole, they did well. The performances went really well. One of the performances that, for me, was a low, and I'm hoping that the team will look at, is Jackie's performance. I think she's a beautiful songstress, you know, and the team should make that come alive. It doesn't seem so when you watch her perform, you know, but the setting, the lighting, everything that was supposed to be done for her performance, I think, from production, was done. It's just that she could have done more, and that's what I think. But generally, I think the performances were good. Yeah, I loved Black Sherry's. Yes, I mean, descending rather,
yeah.
Yes, onto the table.
Onto the table, to scatter it there.
Yes. He just told me before we came on, said that when he saw the guy, he was like, I said this, you know. So, yeah.
But I have an unpopular opinion about the performances. There's one performance that really disappointed me, and I'll tell you the reason why. For the very reason that you've given today about pushing this person forward, I really thought that PSA's performance should have been by herself. I liked the idea. I know that she's released the new version of the song with everybody featured on it. But for the first time, where a lot of people, we've just agreed that a lot of people this is their first encounter with her. On that night, you couldn't pick her out in her performance. There was too much happening in terms of, you had other artists on the side and side. Then when you had the side and side, then you had the dancers. So then it's like, I'm looking, you know, like, where's Wally? Yeah. I'm looking for, where's PC, right? I would have loved for her, even if she did 70% of that performance alone on stage by herself, and then had the rest come in. I get what we were trying to do, Gospel United, FC Gospel, West Ham's Table of Men Unite. I get it. But I think for that opportunity for her, brand recognition is something that, for example, let me use another gospel person. Dinah Hamilton does very well. When you see Dinah on the screen, you know it's her because 90% of the time, it's just her. It's just her. And I think when it comes, especially when it comes to female gospel musicians, sorry to say, a lot of them are very similar. Big hips, lovely hair, beaded face, flowy dress, glitter and shiny. When you have like 20 of those, and then you have 6 of them or 5 of them on stage,
you get confused.
You get confused.
Yeah,
I really wish
out.
she would have done it, but it's because she was the opening performance, right? Let me go back a few years. When EO did his opening performance, it was just him.
With a choir.
With the choir. It was just him. And your mind went to him. And on that particular performance, a lot of people know that it was live on DSTV.
What they could have done also was, that
Even
was a
70%.
remix of the song,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, what's the Oscar?
So she could have started with the original.
Yeah.
Just
That's
her.
it, just her. For
Then in the
for
end,
seven-
they'll do a rendition in the end.
In the end, they should have come
And
in.
this is free advice for the Table of Men. So take it.
Yes.
Sarkodie did amazing on the night. My guy, Medical, killed it.
Can I say something about Sarkodie's performance?
Yeah.
I think the most funniest thing of VGMA night was Blacko watching himself. No,
Yeah.
Blacko and Nadia Barry
Listening
standing
to
next
his
to him
voice,
singing a country
Side,
time, and then
yeah.
you see Sarkodie singing it, and then they're like, and you're like,
At a point, I thought Blacko was going to run on
yes, the way the camera was on him, I thought the
Yeah,
same
I thought
thing.
he was gonna do that.
But he said that he wanted to admire Sarkodie from
No,
a
he
distance, which
literally
is why
had
he
the
didn't.
most amount of fun.
Yes.
On that night. I don't think he had as much fun as anybody else on that night. He was just like enjoying the moment. And I think that's what makes
And Bella,
good TV.
last week we made a blunder where we said Stonebwoy hadn't won. But
Yeah,
then
we corrected it.
So I mean, like I told you, he's not mad that his junior brother. And I said here again to say, I mean, take this and put money on it. Stonebwoy is the next person to pick that up.
Artist of the year.
Next year.
PSA said she was going to pick it.
Please.
Allow us
Please,
to enter next
please,
year.
look.
No.
Hold on,
No,
Doc, I'll come to you.
Me
Doc,
when-
I'll come to you, Doc.
Me-
Please,
me-
Doc.
no,
I'll tell you
No,
who
me when
the
I speak,
Table
God
of Men
listens.
should put their money.
But what about we?
No.
Doc,
Nobody listens.
I'll let you come in. You said what? Stonebwoy is winning Artist of the
I
Year
say
next year.
put it up here. Stonebwoy is the next artist of the year. Hands down, I'm telling you.
Okay, I see.
And it's just simple. Look at what he started doing. Just under 2 weeks of his release, he's in billboards, and the thing is going to continue till next year. That guy is not sleeping anytime. Credible album. Look at the people on
You
there.
don't know what somebody is doing in there.
Nobody's doing anything.
That is true.
Nobody's
That
doing
is true,
anything.
but until you
Nobody's doing anything.
I'm telling you.
Well, Doc, but you had a concern about the time that was given to gospel artists to perform at the VGMAs.
Yeah. Bella, before I come to that one, let me also say that my tip for the night was the opening act by the All Stars.
Okay.
And thanks to the lady and the gentleman for the comment that they've made. It's a nice observation that well thought through. I'm not here to challenge that one because they are creative people and they are creative people. So we all creative people. But their performance was just amazing. Aside from that one, the opening act was good. Aside from that one, I think that 3 performances for the night was just amazing. The guy who did Unsung,
DSL.
DSL, that guy is just like a Stonebwoy's photocopy. Have you listened to his voice?
Yeah.
His vocal delivery is just like Stonebwoy.
He won Mentor.
He's just amazing. And that guy, I'm tipping that guy for the next new artist of the year because that guy is just amazing. Fantastic young man. Anyone who is managing that guy should take good care of him.
Okay.
The best performance for me for the night was just Sarkodie. And remember before our last discussion, I said it, that one of the guys I'm expecting for the night was Medical and Sarkodie. And I gave reasons for Sarkodie because I said, Sarkodie, for every awards night, whenever given the opportunity, he performs as if he's in the Grammys. Even if you invite Sarkodie to your bedroom, he will perform as if he's performing the Grammys. His seriousness, the kind of things, the kind of creatives, his lighting, his effect, and the kind of thing that he does for himself whenever he's on the stage. He doesn't joke with VGMA performances. And for me, look at his costume, his outfit. It matched with everything that he wants to do. And let me give kudos to whoever was doing the screenplay.
Yeah.
The screenplay designer. I'm told Kojo Poku was the one who did it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Wherever Kojo Poku is listening to us.
Big ideas.
I mean, watching
Yeah.
us is amazing. He did great. Look at the visuals that he was throwing on the screen. I mean, the Illuminati, the kind of the creatives and the screenplay that he was doing was perfectly on point. And it matched with Sarkodie's performance. I think the next act for me was also medical.
Okay.
Medicals, I said medical, sorry.
Episode.
No,
Kim Promise. Kim Promise.
Kim Promise and then episode.
Episode did very
Fantastic.
well.
This-
Episode
this-
does very well
And
every
for me,
single
every
time.
time.
episode was like the military man for the night. He came with a military concept, delivers, creatively. For Kim Promise, whoa, no wonder he won for the night because he's grown. The
was
maturity is at least for a few months of working with Wizkid and all these guys, he's learned something. He has added something to himself. And for me, if you are moving with these guys at the top O2 Arena and all that view, and you don't learn anything, then of course you are built to go down.
Yeah.
He's improved creditably, and let me give him kudos to his performance.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
the
time for performance, I'll
the
let you
time
come in
for
first.
performance. I'm
So
saying
that Robert can respond to this.
let nobody get it wrong from me, and I'm saying that it's an industry night, and it's important for Charterhouse to allocate equal amount of time to all the various genres that are performing, because tensions are involved. A lot of things are involved on the night of the event.
Robert, don't talk.
And so,
I'll talk for
please, my dear. You see, and so therefore, my point was that if you look at the slot of time that was given to the gospel, compared to what was given to Franponsa, compared to what was given to medical, compared to what was given to Black.
Frank at one time belonged to the gospel.
Yeah, and even Blacko
He's a
says
pastor.
his songs are gospel songs.
was a
And so I'm
pastor.
surprised why Bulldog is even here, because Blacko admits he's a gospel artist. So I'm even surprised. So the thing is, if you compare to the time slot given to all these individuals, some were doing 4 songs, some were doing 3 songs and all that. I'm saying that in the spate where PSA is also contesting in the same overall artist of the year category, contentiously with the higher atmosphere and all that, it's equally important that we look at the time slot so that everybody can be well represented.
Okay.
And I have a problem with 7 yes, I'm told that it was PSA's performance, and she decided to bring the All-Stars to come and join her 7 minutes. But even at that, I still think that we could have done more good by at least making sure that gospel representation on the night of the awards, the main awards, could have been a bit double.
Let Robert
or
respond to
the time could
this
have
briefly.
increased a bit for the slot.
I'm told I have only 4 minutes to go,
Yeah.
but Robert, see if you can respond to this for me. Robert, you need
okay,
to...
so
yeah.
Kwesi Ernest, we've heard you.
You are going to work on it. We were...
As we've heard, so when we are having deliberations about the time allocation, I'll bring it up. If the team decides that they will give more, then fine.
Was it a deliberate decision to have just one gospel artist, let's say, for the night?
No, so the gospel performance that they did was 9 minutes and 4 seconds. You can go and check it out. It was 9 minutes and 4 seconds. But obviously, you should know that everybody who loves something would want more of that. So if Kwesi Ernest is there, you know exactly what he would want to see. So you would want to see more of the things he likes represented.
Okay.
So what can I say apart from the fact that I understand where he's coming from and to listen to what he's saying, and then I'll table it.
Okay.
So
table
at the end of the
Quick
day,
one.
a letter to have a meeting
We
with
have to
Qatar.
go, but quick one. Stoneboy was here yesterday, and he had a request. 2019, we did not name Artist of the Year because of clearly what happened on stage. But he says that he has a strong conviction that he won it. Charterhouse should be able to announce, now that things have been resolved, should be able to announce who won that award, and if it's him, give him the award. What do you say to that?
It's a very good call, and it's one of the things on our table for the 25th anniversary. Currently, conversations are ongoing, so hopefully, if we have the firm info to share with the public, we will come and say whether it will be announced or not. But it's one of the tables that one of the things we've already tabled. And in this particular case, the table is not the table of men. I'm talking about the table for the event.
You had to throw shade, didn't you? So there's a likelihood we'll find out who won the 2019 Artist of the Year. If it's
There's a
Stoneboy
likelihood.
or...
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, actually,
Final-
there are two things.
Eugene.
There are two categories that are supposed to be announced. It's Artist of the Year, and I think the most popular
And most popular
of the
song.
year.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Wrapping up, please.
Then
We have to.
I want to say kudos to the board. You know, Robert and Charterhouse, and especially the board. You know, when they announced Album of the Year, I respected the board. You know, because they didn't take into cognizance just numbers. Because if you were going to go just by numbers, Blacko should have won that that category. You know, I'm sure they sat down, listened, did a lot of consultations here and there. You know, and King Promise came out on top. And so I look, they did so much work this year, and I want to.
So you think King Promise deserves it?
Oh, he deserves it.
Even though people are saying that Blacko should have won, you think he deserves it?
Yeah, he deserves it. And even Blacko himself understands that. You know,
Why did he understand that? And not with PS.
So I think Blacko made the statement that he would have loved to win the Album of the Year because of the amount of work he put in it.
Yeah.
But when King Promise won, he said it's also an album that he loves absolutely. So he can understand why people would vote for that album.
Yeah, but
and that's the reality.
You know the amazing
That's the
thing.
reality. Like,
Was it,
that's the truth.
earlier this week you called this man.
Yes.
To
congratulate Blacko.
Good. You see the things they talk. backwards.
Oh, but I told you, I
We're done. We have to go. We have to go.
From
You
the
didn't
table.
know all the things you said
We have to
before.
But let me tell you.
Which what?
Okay.
At the table,
10 seconds,
the
please.
head
I
of
have
the
to
table,
read
we
the LP.
commended
Which
Blacko.
table?
Which
The,
table?
the table of
I
men.
feel like this table
In
of men should
private.
have a press
Not in
conference.
private. Bella called me live on the show, and I said that
At the time he had
we
won.
congratulate
And
him
then-
for his effort.
okay.
You sat
But
here
between
and said
the
there was
period-
no way.
This table, we wait to see.
Between the period that
We
we
wait to see
understood,
what else the
it was
table of men
that
will do
one.
for the rest of the
Yes,
year. But
it was that one.
thank you
It
so
was-
much
it
for
was-
joining me.
it was
Lawrence
wonderful
Nana
content.
Hansen, Bulldog,
Wonderful
is what we call him. He's an artiste manager and also a showbiz pundit. Soraya Riley is an events producer and backstage. She handles backstage events. That's like her forte. So in case you need someone to handle all your backstage wahala for you, she's here. She'll do it for you. Dr. Kwesi Ennis is the executive producer and CEO for Media Excel, and Robert Clark is the head of public events and communications at Charterhouse. Get ready for the drama, the action, conflicts, excitement, and tension as 6 daring couples go head-to-head in a new reality show, Perfect Match Extra, to find love. So which couple will form a genuine bond and emerge as the perfect couple at the end of the competition? This is a reality show that you need to see. Perfect Match Extra, premiering this Sunday, 14th May 2023 at 8 p.m. right here on TV3. You cannot afford to miss it. For those of you who love Date Rash, well, this is more like Date Rash extended into a reality show, literally. And of course, it only happens here at TV3 and produced by APL. TV3, First in News, Best in Entertainment. And tomorrow, so we climax the biggest dance show ever on Ghanaian television, Bigo Family Dance. So who wins the ultimate title? Is Thunder Family, Amate Family, Massive Family, or Unity Family going to win? You cannot miss the grand finale tomorrow, Saturday the 13th of May at 8 p.m. at the Magdan AstroTurf Park, La. It will be a night of fireworks, exceptional dance moves, and musical performances. And you also have the last chance to decide who deserves to win simply by texting their names to the short code *713*13#. Again, *713*13#, or download the TV3 Reality app on Google Play or Apple Store. And make sure that you vote. Entry as well is free. Bigo Family Dance Reality Show is proudly brought to you by Bigo. Bigo Family Dance, big up your moves. See you there. And this Sunday, remember that Dining with Mama is happening at the Turmeric Hotel, 1 p.m. Do not miss that. And go check my social media. I'm giving out a Samsung A24, Galaxy A24. And you need to do something. We'll be announcing the winner later today. So please go check it. Thank you so much to Robert Clark for joining us this morning, and to all of you. I'm very grateful for your time. We'll see you again on Monday. But remember that tomorrow we're giving you 24/7 coverage of the NDC primaries right here on TV3. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more. And of course, we'll update you more on what's happening with the lawsuit that has been discontinued by Dr. Kwabena Dufo in the Midday News. Thank you so much for watching.